welcome to episode 40 of the Just Us Guys podcast. 40. It is 41. You're right. It is 41. Last week was 40. If you haven't seen 40, go check it out. We were right about a couple things in the MVP race. Shout out Derrick Henry.
Best fantasy pick I've ever made in my life.
No, it's a great pick. Great pick.
I feel like.
But
no, seriously.
With that being said, how's everyone doing? How's everything been? I didn't do a whole lot this past weekend, so I ain't got a lot to say. So, Kate, I know you just had an eventful day.
I did. I played in the USGA 4-ball event. It actually didn't go that bad. We shot 3 over. The winner was 7 under. We did not put up 7 under. 2 teams actually put up 7 under. But the worst part of it was good and bad. The course was fun. It was in good shape, a lot better shape than the practice round, which was surprising because it was 2 days before. Really good fun, time with Charlie. What was I going to say? We did have an hour and a half frost delay, so we had to sit in the clubhouse from like 7:30 to 9:30 before we could hit a ball. So that was kind of tough. But other than that, it was a good day. Yep. Just tired.
Yeah, you seem a little
finished
tired.
What? It was, and we finished 21st out of 28 teams. 11 teams canceled this morning.
11 teams canceled?
11 teams canceled. And we finished 21st out of 28, and I believe is the last time I looked. And the average score was around par. So we missed we definitely didn't benefit each other. You know, when I had a bad hole, he had a bad hole at the same time. So
that's always tough when that happens.
Yeah, but it was fun though. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. How about you guys? Anything else?
Just worked on Saturday and watched football on Sunday.
You had a long weekend, Cal.
I got a long weekend this weekend too.
Boy, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are going to be a slog for me. I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yep. I have to work till 10. I got 10-hour days on Thursday, Friday, work Saturday, and Monday, 10-hour days. So this week's going to suck as well. It'll be 12 out of 14 days I'll be in the office.
Yeah, see, I don't have that, but Thursday I got to go down to the Springs to shoot some videos. Friday, Colorado Springs, yeah.
I like how you say the Springs like we knew what you meant. We had to use context.
Context clues.
Yeah.
Friday, I think I'm going to a Nuggets game still. I don't know yet. And then
I'm gonna go down. Hey, I'm gonna go down to the strip tomorrow night and get a steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, word, dude.
Word.
And then Saturday, I have a 16-hour event day that starts at 7:30 a.m.
What do you mean by event day? Since we are all sponsored by Rocky Mountain Forest Products.
Yeah, we are. So we're doing the head sponsor of an event out here called the Tradecraft Invitational. It starts at 7:30 in the morning.
I did get email on this.
Skeet and clay shooting.
That's fun though.
And then we go to Top Golf where there's a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of events, and the long drive contest. I won that last year. Spanked 1 290.
I mean, to be honest with you, there's an asterisk because Kyle Berkshire wasn't there.
You're right.
I skimmed over that email. I put it in the spam.
And then we close it out with cigars, whiskey, and a Texas Hold'em tournament.
My God, that today sounds just literally amazing.
The thing is, I'm working.
All 3 things that I like to do are in your day on Saturday. So yeah, it might be work, but. Yeah,
I don't think you would. I think you wouldn't mind shooting skeet.
I was gonna say you'd be.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Hey, I'm down to shoot some whatever.
All right. Well, hey, next year we'll get you guys out here. We'll do a art because it's teams of 4, so we'll do a Just Us Guys team.
Yeah, we'll do a little promotion work. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, some weekend too, and we can play some golf in on Friday and Saturday or Friday and Sunday. So.
And I heard poker too, so I'm in.
Oh no, Evan, it's real money.
Dude, you sent me a Snapchat. I remember last year at the same time.
Yeah, no,
you playing last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's a real money thing.
Trip.
What'd you say?
Said you'll just be able to pay for the trip.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, with all that being said, Cal, what do you got for us this week? Because I'm actually looking forward to this.
Yeah, this one's funny. So if a giraffe were to wear Business attire. With the tie,
Okay.
go right below his jaw, or would it go down by his sternum? Yeah, think of the draft neck. Is it gonna?
Well, if he's wearing a bow tie, I mean,
either way, it goes either way.
Either way.
Yeah,
Base of the
whichever
neck.
where. Yeah, you
Base
saying
of
it's
the
down
neck.
by the sternum.
Collarbones.
You're going down by the
It's gotta
sternum.
be on his collarbone.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you going down by the sternum. You're not doing right below his jaw.
No,
Nah.
because he would look like an oversized turkey, and I'm not into that.
Yeah, no, it would be down here. Like it's like the dog wearing like how would your dog wear pants? To me, it's just the back end so it covers up his butthole. But
That is pants.
Yeah.
That is definitely dog pants.
like that's it's the same like to me it's the same
I
question.
hate-
Like a necktie rests on your shoulders more or less. Like it's right here. It's not up here.
You'll never hear.
I
me
mean, depending on who you're talking about, me, it's like right here. you know? Well, I don't have a neck. That's why I got
no,
a
if we're
beard to
talking about
cover it.
Davis Mills, I mean
Yeah,
that's a
beard to
fair
cover it.
comparison there.
I will say this, and this is a possibly bull claim. I don't know. There's nothing more annoying than when people dress up their dogs. Like, there's nothing more annoying than that.
Oh well, I'm doing a dog contest this year. I'm going as
Halloween is
that's
one
it.
night you can.
No,
yeah,
like and
Halloween
it's,
one
he's
night.
gonna be a dinosaur. He's gonna be a
Yeah.
T-Rex.
Like people spend thousands of
Doing it
dollars
for a
on
competition.
Yeah, it's for a competition.
So you're doing it for a competition.
Yeah,
only.
for money.
Then I'm okay with it for the one
So-
night you'll do the competition.
No, the one night
talking
I'm gonna
about
be Chris
people-
Pratt's character in Jurassic World,
Yep.
Owen Grady, and he's
Yep.
gonna be a dinosaur.
dude. It's Chris
Is
Pratt.
it
I
like
just
the,
I
like
watched
the
it.
little the smart one, the smart raptor.
Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, blue.
I
I just can't stand people who literally put their dogs in sweaters weekly.
No, he's not gonna get that treatment.
I watched it.
No,
I watched
not
the
even a
TikTok
bandana.
of all of Chris Pratt's bloopers from Parks and Rec, and I can
God
literally
tier.
watch them all day,
God
all
tier.
day long.
Honestly, I've
It's
never
so
met
funny.
I've never met or owned a dog that likes having that shit on them.
Oh,
you
I
know?
know. I know. Yeah.
Like the two dogs we have now, like at home, they hate it.
Other
Yeah.
than a collar,
Dude.
like a bandana or something, like other than
Yeah,
that,
that's normal stuff.
That's dog
Yeah.
attire.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
normal stuff.
That's dog attire.
But like if you're
telling
getting
you
your
now,
dog
you
like
grab-
a sweater
grab the
vest and
harness.
like socks and shit, no, you're doing too much.
You go grab one of either Muzzy's or Cole's harness, and you're gonna get attacked because they know what's going on.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's how he.
I
is.
can't.
Yeah.
Even when people do the ear things, they just piss me off. Just absolutely light me up on fire. And
So you guys are
I'm
going
ready
with the
today.
sternum for the tie, though.
Yeah,
Where
I
you're
think
going?
it's yeah.
I have time today to fight with people about dog outfits. I'm in the mood.
I can tell.
I'm in the mood.
So what
Yeah.
you're telling me is like you're not a fan of shit like this.
Here we go.
Oh, my dogs will be.
Absolutely not.
See, I'm okay for a picture.
I mean,
I'm okay
yeah,
with it
we're
for a picture, and then you take it off. But if you make them wear it,
yeah, they hate it.
Oh no,
the whole time-
Bailey hated this. Like she
Yeah,
straight up hated.
Yeah,
this.
beagles aren't about that. Beagles aren't about that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Jordan every year for Christmas puts this stupid little freaking fairy thing on her dog Addie's head, and I
Yeah,
walk over.
and it's a 200-pound lab.
Yeah, and then she wants to
The big dog.
same thing with Cole. And I'll let her make a lot of decisions when it comes to the dog, but he will never put a outfit on ever.
He's way too hot, anyways. Those dogs are way too furry.
Beautiful without it, Bubba. You beautiful. Yeah, you are. You're beautiful.
Yeah, no, but yes, giraffe, lower neck, and don't dress your dogs up.
Or cat. Don't even dress your cats up.
I love people
Just
with cats
throw
on a
them-
leash.
Throw them a cat against the wall, dude.
Cats on a leash.
Oh, you ever seen that?
Ever seen cats on a
yeah.
leash? That's bad too, man.
Yeah.
When we
but
lived
it's
in
really
Pittsburgh,
cringe.
when we lived in Pittsburgh, a lot of people walked their cats, in their apartment complex.
Speaking
A
of
lot
this-
of people.
Hey,
I'm not a cat guy at all. Hate him.
speaking of this,
I'm allergic to them.
last night, I said this to Evan as well. Growing up, obviously, three of us grew up in a very quiet, if you saw someone walking down the road, it was like, hey, do you need a ride kind of community, right?
Uh-huh.
Evan grew up in a definitely more not saying hostile, but more hostile environment than Austin, PA for sure. And
Yeah.
Last night I was driving. I went and hit some balls before, because I was going to play today. And they're where we used to live, Ty, to where Evan lives is the most Pittsburgh street you could ever drive. No joke. curve
on the face of the hill.
Mountain, like,
okay, it's one of the
houses houses on the face of the hill.
Yeah, on the face, like the most Pittsburgh houses you could ever like find. And it's not a bad community by any means. But I'm driving and I saw 5 people walking like down the middle of the street, like it's dark, like hoods up, backpacks and stuff. And I just sat there and I thought, like, I was like really like weirded out by it for a minute. And then I said to Evan when I got to his apartment, I was like, Evan, you know what I realized? How crazy normalized I became of like Pittsburgh, and like that's like the kind of like environment that you see. Like, not that it's bad, it's just like it's a lot different. Then I was like, and then even to Erie, man, like you never see that here. You'll never cool. You've licked my skin raw. But like you'll never see like just like a random dude walking down the street in the middle of the night, like pitch black, no street.
Not a shot.
No shot. So it's like, is it like that in Denver?
Denver is an absolutely massive dog community. Like you can take your dogs into literally any store out here and nobody even like winks an eye at it.
Yeah. Like it was just weird though. Like I'm just like, damn, like, you know, and I was so normalized in Pittsburgh that people just did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Denver, you will find anybody at the hours of 4 a.m. all the way up to like 11 p.m. out walking. Like there's a bunch of health freaks out here and dog lovers. So yeah, you're going to see people all the time on the streets. And it doesn't matter, like all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm talking from like 18-year-olds all the way up to like 75-year-olds.
Yeah.
No, Denver is weird in that regard. Like I still, like if I take my dog for a walk, I genuinely feel uncomfortable walking on a sidewalk with him because it's just one of those things. Like I took him on like a 3-mile walk Saturday and I took him over to it. Like we walked to a dog park and like I got there and like it was just so weird. Like because I'm walking along, not necessarily a main road, but it's a high traffic road. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is so strange to me.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's just like in Pittsburgh, it's just so normalized. Like it was just
out here living their lives, dude.
Yeah, getting it.
Oh yeah, all right, time.
We got sports to talk about.
We do have sports to talk about, but really quick, we need to talk about what I just sent you guys on Facebook.
I watched it. Yeah.
The caption is what absolutely has me in tears.
He does look like a circus bear.
Holy shit!
No?
The caption is so good. Like it is so good. Just at sidebar, we can shelf that till after. I just had to bring that up because
play it on the video though.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah, have Charlie put it on our post it in the center of the screen.
I mean, we can do that.
Yeah. By the way, the question that I asked about the drafts, Charlie can have a field day with that because I mean he can put a little graphic in there.
He can do whatever he wants.
Tie it down, you know.
All right. Yeah, so sports. The Mile High question this week. It is similar to last week's, but I think there is a slight more weight to it because it's an in-division loss. It was a coachless team, but with the loss to the Raiders, is this the beginning of the end for Vic Fangio moving forward? Because the same thing happened to Josh McDaniels back in, I think it was probably 2014 is my guess, 2013, 2014. Where he lost to the Raiders, and that was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back for the Raiders organization. Again, this team did start out 3-0, didn't play anybody. They've lost 3 straight. They're back to 500, and again, the Raiders didn't have a team. So at this point, he's going into his third. I think it's his third of 4 years on his deal. So my guess is probably yes. I mean, the thing is, like, is your defense good? Yes. Is it getting worse and worse after playing 3 like good teams? Yeah, like your defense has gotten significantly worse. There's not much you can really say about your offense. I think they need to literally just get an offensive-minded coach. Like if you have a good defense, you don't necessarily need a defensive-minded head coach. To me, it's the opposite. If you have a good defense, go get someone that's good on offense. Let your DC run that entire ship, and then you go get an offensive-minded head coach that can work hand in hand with the OC and the quarterback to formulate how to beat these defenses. Because if you're not averaging 25 points a game in the NFL, you're not going to win a lot. And right now they're giving up, I think it's 21 points per game. And that's with a shutout earlier this year. And on top of it, I think they're only averaging like 23 points a game on offense, which just isn't going to do it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, solely. I mean, the classic statement, defense wins championships. That still holds true.
It does.
But this day and age, with this NFL the way it is, and it's changing very fast, is that it is offensive oriented. It is 100%. When you see it with multiple teams, even you see teams like the Patriots and the Steelers, and teams like that who have been primarily like hardcore defensive teams. Even like the Ravens have even switched over even more towards the offensive side, and they've always been a defensive powerhouse. These perennial playoff teams that have been defensive powerhouses are starting to fall to the wayside if they don't pick up the offensive side. And, as a Steelers fan, it's hard to watch a lot because we have such a defensive minded, organization and coach. I love Tomlin. I love him. I don't ever want to get rid of him unless something crazy happens. But there is times where you want that offensive coach. I don't think it's to really, like I said last week, I don't think it's time to like throw the hammer down on anyone yet. It's early in the season. It's only week 6. You have time to get stuff figured out. I mean, you look, and honestly, Denver's had 2 major impactive injuries on their offensive side with their wide receiver cores that we said is one of their strongest feature of that offense is gone.
No, that was the selling point for Rodgers was, hey, look at all the toys you get to throw to.
Exactly. So their running game has been lackluster these past couple weeks too as well. So I just they got to get, once they start getting stuff figured out, I think they're going to be fine. We've said it. Cade said, he's a huge factor on the Broncos, saying that they're the sleeper team of the AFC. He's been saying for the last 2 years, and I
think it's even more true with Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time yet. I think just gonna take a deep breath.
For me, the way that I look at this, and I beat it like a freaking broken record, but it's so true. Like, in this day and age, if you don't have a legitimate like B level or A level quarterback, you're not going to compete in the playoff level. Like, you're just not gonna.
No.
I don't care how good of a defense you have. Like, you can give me a couple outliers in NFL history, and those outliers are literally some of the best defenses that's ever been on a field in history of football.
Trent Dilfer and the 2000 Baltimore Ravens.
Correct. That is I know they didn't win, but the Bears in like 2008.
Bears with Rex Grossman.
With Rex Grossman, right? Like, you're gonna find a few. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna find a few, but you're gonna find a lot more that make the playoffs every year, are competing for like division titles, competing for conference titles, off quarterbacks who are actually elite or like second level quarterback.
Big Ben his rookie year.
Yeah.
That is an outlier. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, look at the NFL right now. Like, we're through 6 games, so it's not like we don't have a good sample size anymore. But you're going to look at like every division winner has like a either B level or A level quarterback as they're leading their team.
Well, and okay.
Every one of them.
Evan, before you chime in, this is something that I think gets overlooked as well. Regardless of coach, regardless of philosophy, regardless of whatever, your offense has to have an identity. Titans, Ravens, they run the ball.
They run the hell out of it. They run it better than anyone.
They run the ball, and then all they ask is that Tannehill and Lamar don't mess up. Can they go off and have 300-plus yard games? Yes, they're few and far between, though. They have an identity. They know what they're doing. If you look at the Broncos, what is their identity on offense? There isn't one. Now, yes, barring injury, but regardless, they do not have an identity. And I think that's a massive problem. Packers, they're going to go out there and just Aaron Rodgers is going to do Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers is going to throw 50 times a game. Rodgers is going to throw 50 times a game.
If we do get a running game established, great. That's awesome. It takes less pressure. The Steelers, I think the Steelers had that problem in the first few games this year where they didn't have an identity. Big Ben.
I think they're committed to run a lot more, but I still think the Steelers struggle with
our running game. Our running game is
doing
much better.
But that's what I'm saying. The first 3 weeks, after the Bills game, you guys didn't really have an identity. Ben was trying to make throws that he couldn't make. You weren't implementing Najee all that much.
Eagles you look at the Chiefs. Look at the Chiefs.
Completely thrown away a run game entirely.
Yes. Yeah. And for a young quarterback, that's terrible.
Well, and you look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs the same way. The Chiefs they're not gonna run the ball. The most things they're gonna do is running wise is throw screen passes.
Like they're gonna do screen passes, play action. They're gonna run a couple times to set up play action. That's
quite literally. Tyreek Hill almost gets more handoffs a game than Clyde Edwards-Helaire does. Like
it's just it's one of those things where I do think that the Broncos struggle right now because they don't have an offensive identity at all.
Now, and then that's where you get the argument, an offensive head coach is where that benefits.
Correct.
Go ahead, Evan.
I agree with that. So, I mean, like, if we're looking back into 2019, they had 3 starting quarterbacks. 2020 basically was all Drew Lock with sprinkled in games from Jeff Driscoll, Brett Rypien, and Kendall Hinton, and then 5 games with Teddy Bridgewater. So,
Kendall Hinton is the receiver.
No, that was the game where all their quarterbacks.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
So, speaking of identity, like it's really hard to build an identity when you don't have consistent people under center. So, in my opinion, I think we let Vic Fangio. I mean, kind of on a little bit of a leash here because it's hard to build an identity with arguably the most important player on the field being changed so often in the last 3 years.
Well,
that's my opinion.
Look at it since Peyton retired, they've had like 12 different quarterbacks.
Yeah, here I got them. I got Simeon, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch, Case Keenum, all 16 games. Didn't he have a good year in Denver? No,
he had a good year with the Vikings, and then
the Vikings. That's what it was.
Instead of drafting a young guy to be like, all right, Case, you're going to be our Band-Aid now. We're going to pay you a shit ton. And then
he actually should have. He actually should have made it to the NFC Championship game, but they got kind of
didn't.
Yeah.
And then Joe Flacco, Drew Lock, Brandon Allen.
No, the Vikings with Case
and then Teddy.
They did make it. They shouldn't have. That was the play that Lattimore or whoever it was.
Yes, and the Eagles kicked the living shit out of them to win the Super Bowl that year. And they go to the Super Bowl. 38-7. Never forget.
I like to see it because I hate the Vikings.
Never forget. The first offensive play for the Vikings was a pick 6.
But yeah, no, Evan, I think that is ultimately a larger it's an organizational problem at that point when you have that many quarterbacks. But again, that goes back to you always want to they want to focus so heavy on defense when it doesn't make sense to. You guys draft well on defense. You clearly have your shit together on the defensive side of the ball. Get it, whether it's a young OC instead of bringing in Pat Shurmur, who was the Giants head coach. Instead of bringing him in as OC, get a young guy. Get one of those like a Brandon Staley who is clearly balling out with the Chargers. We'll get to that later about this game, but still has shown a ton of promise as a head coach.
This Thursday is a statement game for the Broncos.
If the Broncos don't win this Thursday, I think they're done.
I think he could get fired after that game.
Not playing.
No,
neither is Chubb.
He's day-to-day.
Chubb is out.
So is Kareem Hunt.
Chubb and Hunt
are out. Hunt are out.
Odell's questionable.
Jarvis is still out. And Baker is day-to-day.
Yeah.
This is a great transition. Because I have.
Thank you guys very much for the question.
Thanks for the question.
Another
you guys
great one for the week. Yeah.
This is a great transition because I would love to talk about the Browns. People are calling them the most disappointed team in the NFL so far. I think it's a little bit over exaggerated because there are 3 losses to the Chiefs.
It's an overreaction, dude.
The Chargers and the Cardinals. Obviously, all.
I think it wasn't.
They're 3-3.
Yeah, it was.
Chiefs, Cardinals. Yeah.
Now, granted, their 3 wins are not pretty. Like they're not pretty, so we'll kind of take that with a grain of salt. But
again, their 3 losses are, by college standards, they're good losses.
They are good losses.
Yeah.
Chiefs in Arrowhead week 1, Cardinals undefeated and look like an absolute juggernaut. And
the Chargers game could have won either way.
They could have beat the Chargers.
Yeah, they could have beat. They could have beat the Chiefs too. The only game that was bad was the Cardinals game because if it wasn't for the Hail Mary, that game it was 37-7.
Yeah. So so this is where I was going with this. So I love Baker Mayfield the day he was drafted. Like I said that the Cleveland Browns need to pick a guy like Baker because Baker is a gamer, like 100%.
He knows how to win.
He's a gamer. He's not a guy that's going to be pretty. It's not always going to be pretty. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be whatever. Now, what I will say is that the Browns will not win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield, though. That's what I'm going to say. And that's nothing against Baker because I think he's a top 13, 14 quarterback in the NFL. Like I that's no hate on him. It's the same way I feel about Dak. Like Dak, I don't think will win a Super Bowl. And the reason why I say is because if he doesn't have Zeke running the ball successfully like he does when they're together, he's not the same quarterback. Like he'll put up big numbers, but the Cowboys lose every game. Like they literally get destroyed every game, and then that's why we say like stat pad Dak, right? So I don't feel that way about Baker, but I'm saying I don't think Baker can like win games on his own. Like he needs like more help than not. And just the people that he's going to play to get to a Super Bowl don't need that help. Like Josh Allen does not need that help. Like Justin Herbert had a bad game last weekend. Justin Herbert won that game against the Browns because he's the better quarterback. Like that's
fair, they both threw for over 3. Like that was a duel out there in Cali.
Yeah.
I agree.
I say the same thing
though. Like when we like, that's just I say the same thing about Lamar. I don't think Lamar is going to win the Super Bowl, and the reason why I say that is because I don't think Lamar can put a team on his back and win a game in January. Like
and see where I think Burrow can.
I think Burrow can.
I think Burrow can. I'm
Burrow,
saying, like if you picked up Baker and put him into the Bengals team right now, I don't think he does as well as Baker does. I mean, as well as Burrow
Again,
does.
we have to remember though, this season Baker has been playing with a torn labrum since week 2.
No, 100%.
I'm not saying that justifies his play, but I'm saying that definitely is a part of it.
I'm looking at Baker as going on 3 1/4 or 3 1/3 year, like his career. I'm looking at him as a player over time, like how he's developed, he's gotten better.
I know where you're coming from. Yes.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything about him as a player in like a negative way. I'm just saying that when you're gonna go, like Kansas City's gonna figure it out, right? Like obviously the Chargers are solid.
Baker's not a guy that with these injuries. Baker is not the quarterback with these injuries and everything that's happening with the Browns, is not the best quarterback for that situation.
No, and I mean
he's
a
great leader. Leader. I love him.
I think with a healthy team, I think Baker can lead a team to a Super Bowl. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah, he's got to have a great situation.
Yeah, he needs to have receivers healthy, just as most, and I say most, not all quarterbacks need. They need their receivers healthy. But to boot, they need the run game. Just like I would say 90% of quarterbacks need in the NFL.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Again, there's maybe 4 quarterbacks that absolutely don't need a run game, and it's like, hey, I need you to win this game straight up.
Right, and that's where
Herbert
I think
and Burrow could get there. We don't know yet, but Burrow does have Mixon. And obviously Herbert has Eckler, who is a stud.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not gonna put them in that category yet, but like Aaron, Pat, Russell, like those 3 can win without any help. It can be a complete receiving core. We saw the receiving core for Aaron last year at one point. He was like playing free agents.
Yeah.
And Pat can do the same thing, I'm sure. Tyreek Hill is basically a free agent. He's dropped like 7 balls this year that are for interceptions. And Russ has done it for the last
his whole entire career almost.
Yeah, Russ is the worst offensive line. Like
I'm saying like his early on is
the worst offensive line is like a top tier quarterback in all the NFL in the last like 3
years. The thing is with Baker is he's the type of quarterback. There's only obviously because there's only a handful of quarterbacks in the league or even in history that you're not worried about when they're down. You're not worried about some quarterbacks when they're down points in a game.
Right.
Baker, I just don't it's not even just Baker. I think just the team, the way that the Browns are made up.
Same thing as the Ravens. They're not built to come back.
Exactly. They're not built to come back because they're a run first and a hard, aggressively run first team. Where I think if there's times where Baker is going in these playoffs and these late runs into December and such, if he gets behind against some of these teams, I just don't think that they have it. Now, playing with a lead, I'm taking the Browns, the team in one of the best teams in the NFL. I'm taking them number 1. If they have a lead, I'm taking the Browns because they know how to run the football. They got a great defense. You know, I think that playing with the lead, the Browns are, if not the best team in the league, but playing from behind, like I almost would take. Lawrence.
Legitimately, like the Titans, like Tannehill and Baker are, in my eyes, damn near the same quarterback. And that's not a knock on either one. I genuinely think they are the same quarterback.
I think it's actually a compliment to say that they're like borderline top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
I
really do think they are. I mean, hell,
just how good the quarterbacks are.
2 years ago had an MVP run there for a hot second. Like through 13 weeks, he was in the MVP conversation. Then Derrick Henry just said, no, it's cold weather time. I'm going to run for 400 yards through the next 7 games.
That's the scary part about Derrick Henry, by the way. That
he's doing this right now.
Yeah, he's not even in his prime yet. His prime's like 6 weeks from now.
No, cold weather is miserable.
Oh,
and he thrives.
He thrives.
He's 6'3", 245, and hit 22 miles an hour yesterday. Yeah. Like, I pray for Micah Hyde that he doesn't have nightmares of what he had to stop last night.
It's the fastest person that's ever ran at that size in like the last 5 years, they said.
No, it's
the highest top speed of the year.
Yeah, it's fastest.
That's the highest top speed of the year.
No, I think that like the Browns and Titans, I really do think are a very comparable team. I think the Browns defense is better.
The Browns defense is better. They're banged up, but they're still not playing like we think their defense can play.
And the defense, yes, the
but
defense
has to do with
the thing is the defense needs to carry them through the next couple weeks.
Right, but that has a lot to do with like the Browns defense also looks 10 times better because it's the same way a lot of defenses are built, right? A lot of defenses are built to be ahead. Like the 4-man pass rush. We don't have to send extra blitzers. Mm-hmm. We can put 7 guys in coverage. Like that's like where a lot of defenses look really good, right? Like the reason why like I say the Steelers defense is so generationally good is they're down and they're still the best defense in the league.
No, they're
up.
Packers, and they're still the best Packers are built to be up.
Look at the Bills and Titans game, right? Like we talked about like how the Bills defense is much improved from a year ago. But like we said, like we need to see them like play dynamic offenses, and they played a dynamic offense, and they literally got like smash mouth by Derrick Henry.
And they beat the Chiefs pretty handily, dude.
I know. I'm not saying that.
But they're not dynamic. Like the Chiefs aren't dynamic.
Okay.
No, they're a pass first. They're not like both. They're not a balanced team.
They scheme a lot of runs though. And passes,
but I'm saying
could be considered runs.
But what I'm saying is the Titans are a very balanced team.
They are balanced. They are more balanced in the play calling. Yes. I'm saying though that like I understand the Bills did that, but I'm saying the Bills have played 2 legitimate offenses through 6 weeks because I do not classify the Steelers week 1 as a legitimate offense. And like they're 1-1 against.
Up there with the best they looked all season.
In the second half, the first half was horrendous.
The first half by both teams was dog shit.
They didn't even put together. I think the best the Steelers looked against was Denver as an offense.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But like what I'm saying, like compared to like to the Titans and the Chargers, is that when you go out on the field for possession, you almost expect almost like 90% of the time it's going to be 3 passes from the Chiefs.
Yes.
Like if they go 3 now, it's 3 passes.
Well,
where the Titans,
with the Titans out, I would agree.
With the Titans, I mean, you could get 2 runs. You could get 2 passes. You can get a run. You know they're going to run at least once. That's why
I love that the Packers have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, because you know
they're actually a run-first team now.
They were against the Bears. They were 100% against the Bears.
I think over the last 2 years, like when the offense is actually now like
he's passing less than 10.
Well, again, less than 10. We've never had that.
Yeah,
right.
Our best running back was Eddie Lacy, dude.
Yeah, but
I really think
that year though,
one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
I've seen like Rodgers talk about on the Pat McAfee show that they're really like whatever the defense gives them.
Yeah.
So
and they can be. And that's what makes the Packers a deadly offense. That's why they're number 1 last year is because, hey, you want to put 7 dudes in the box and take away Aaron? All right, cool. Aaron, pass the ball. Like,
and that's what I think that like teams like the Titans can be that way, and so can the Colts. The Colts can be that way too.
Colts can be that way too.
JT is really good.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
Also,
they got 3 guys. Like
I know. Well, Mac won't be there for long.
Mac wants out.
Yeah,
he won't be there for much longer. But still,
yeah.
Just
who's the other one? Hines. Yeah.
Just a comment. There is definitely no doubt that I'm not even going to say the 3. I'm going to say the combination of 4 because like the running back room is definitely a committee in Green Bay for sure. I would say that's probably the 4 best, like 3 to 3.5 best, like wide receiver, quarterback, running back combo in the league.
Yeah, throw Cowboys in there.
The Cowboys are in there as well.
Cowboys, Packers.
And I would say
as much as I really hate the Buccaneers,
the Browns.
Lenny's playing pretty good too. Yeah.
Lenny is playing well this
year.
What
wide receiver are you going to put in the conversation of the other guys?
No, I'm saying when they're healthy, Jarvis is very good.
Jarvis is nowhere near those guys, though.
Yeah, no, but Donovan Peoples-Jones has really been stepping up like crazy amount.
DPJ has stepped up, but
okay, listen.
I think he had his first 100-yard game last week.
No, Chargers. Chargers are the fourth team.
Chargers too. Yeah, Chargers too.
Are very high up there.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about.
He's talking about with a combination with running backs. He's talking about with the running back.
Okay, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, Herbert.
No, I'm talking. No. Listen, I'm saying wide receiver 1, quarterback 1, RB 1. Oh, okay. That way, the Chargers are 100% in that.
Chargers are in that conversation.
I'm saying the Browns are definitely not.
I don't think so. Yeah, Browns. I wouldn't.
They're wide receiver.
They don't have a wide receiver 1 or the quarterback, I guess.
But anyway, all right, we had our discussion about that. This just to touch back on the game that's coming up on Thursday, just because this episode's probably going to go out Thursday morning. Denver is going into Cleveland. This is Denver's only quote unquote primetime game this year. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, but I really do. We talked about it yesterday. The Browns opened at 5.5, but now with Baker,
they're -3.
Yeah, with Baker's news coming out.
I know. I said it yesterday. I literally said we should have took Denver at plus 5.5 yesterday.
Yeah,
I literally said I almost put money on it right then.
But
because who's the Browns backup?
Case Keenum.
Okay, he's okay.
Revenge game.
Yeah, I mean that's not that bad. That's not that bad.
But, I'm gonna see.
But again, without your top 2 running backs that are 2 of the top 10 in the league, realistically,
who's even their third running back?
He doesn't see time.
Yeah.
Odell potentially out. He's listed as questionable. Jarvis is for sure out. Your number 1 is going to be DPJ, who I love Peoples-Jones, but I don't know if he's a number 1 option.
No.
The Browns are smacked on offense right now, dude.
Yeah. They're going to have to rely heavy on their defense.
It's going to be battle of who's worse on offense,
really.
The
under might, I don't know. I haven't looked at the under, but I'm guessing 46 is probably a good number to guess.
Guys,
I was just on it. Hold on.
As we were talking about the Browns, is Odell dead? Like, is his career honestly dead?
I mean, it could be.
They tried feeding the shit out of him, dude.
He did, yeah. They tried feeding him
42.5.
Yeah.
Shout out me.
Yeah.
I know they tried feeding him, and I know he had a lot of targets, but like, he's definitely not the same player he was.
He's not the same player.
I also
don't coming off of an ACL tear. No, I'm not.
He's also coming. He's also coming off of a team that it does not a pass first team.
Yeah.
Like
and Jarvis,
you put him.
Jarvis is Baker's favorite option went in.
Dude, I understand that count, and I'm not arguing that at all because the Browns are definitely a run the ball first team. I'm saying though, when you were that dynamic of a player, you get the ball in his hands no matter what you do on offense. Like no matter what. Well,
that's the thing is that they're averaging their average targets for him right now is 3 a game.
That's crazy.
Which I think in the first half he was targeted like 8 times
throwing the ball
20
times a game. Yeah. Baker's probably still averaging almost 30 throws a game.
Yes, 100%.
But that's terrible.
Yeah,
that's terrible. Is what I'm saying.
Yes,
but again,
I'm not saying it's. I'm saying it's terrible for Odell, not anybody else. I was going to
say when healthy though, when that full team is healthy, they have David Njoku, who is good, not a top tier tight end, but good. Austin Hooper, who I would say is fringe top tier. Austin Hooper is very good. Jarvis and Odell. I mean, and your 2 running backs that if you throw a screen pass, you know they're going to get 7 or 8 yards.
Right.
So it's just one of those things where, unfortunately for Odell, like go back to those Giants teams. Who else were you giving the ball to on that team?
Sterling Shepard.
Not many.
Yeah. He had one season with Barkley.
Yeah, and
his rookie year.
That's
his rookie year.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
To me, it's just unfortunately
at the beginning though, those two looked scary together.
Oh yeah.
They threw the touchdown pass to him and shit.
Hurt the team, but do I think Odell's gone at the end of the year? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Odell's gone after this year.
I think that Odell's gone after this year. I really do.
I mean, there's definitely going to be a market for him because there's always a market for receivers.
There's always a market for receivers.
But like he's not going to come close to making like money.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, and this is not a knock in any way, shape, or form. Juju bet on himself and unfortunately got a season-ending injury. So what is the market going to be for Juju, or does he re-sign cheaper again with the Steelers? Like it's
very low.
That's a question that has to be asked because demand was high for him last year. I mean, hell, look at what Marvin Jones Jr. got.
Yeah.
Odell could have got that money.
To go to Jacksonville.
Yeah. Juju
and actually is balling out down there.
Dude, he just had a week over in London.
Yeah, and he was on my bench.
Marvin Jones Jr. is good.
Still on though.
Yes, he is.
He's good.
Yes, very good. Very good. Yep.
All right. What else from this weekend? Packers, Bears. Packers slapped the shit out of them. It was close for a hot second, and then Aaron Rodgers literally flopped his dick on the entire city of Chicago with just the greatest thing I've ever seen in the rivalry.
The Chargers looked human.
Chargers did very much look human. But again,
the Ravens looked inhuman.
Ravens defense just shit on them.
No, literally, I watched the entire game.
They didn't have an answer for Lamar either.
I watched the entire game all the way up until they took it off TV because it was a blowout. Yeah. Herbert literally looked scared. He looked scared out there.
Ghosts.
It was the first time I was like, wow.
But again, if this game happens in January, I think
he actually looked like a second-year player.
You actually forget he's only played 18 games.
Yeah.
20 games in his career.
Yep.
But that's how good he is.
No, and
that was
still gonna have growing pains. Hell.
That was a very weird game for sure with the Chargers. We all thought that was going to be the game of the week. We got to remember,
Chargers are playing at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
That's a 10 a.m. start for them. That is an early start for a West Coast team. Now, on the opposite end, the Rams just dog walked the Giants, even though that was a 10 a.m. start for them as well. But
they should, though. They should.
The Rams are 5-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rams are 5-1.
They lost to the Chargers.
Cardinals.
Or the Cardinals, sorry.
That's it. The Rams are still, to me, probably the most complete team in the league. Them and the Cardinals. That's just my opinion.
Speaking of the Cardinals, Browns, we already touched on it a little bit. Cardinals literally look unbeatable right now, straight up.
Ty and I almost spit our drink out with D-Hop's move he put on. He put the entire team on skates. I literally almost spit my drink out.
But again,
I watched that replay 12 times over and over because it was just so sexual.
Yeah.
No, but again, that's a team that's just insanely complete. You have D-Hop, AJ Green, Rondale Moore, Charlie Kirk, Chase Edmonds, James Conner, and then Kyler at the helm of the ship. That offense is terrifying.
And then plus their defense is stupid. Solid. Yeah, solid.
Chandler Jones, again, hasn't played since week 1 and still has 5 sacks on the year.
Yeah.
That's insane. J.J. Watt is a leader of men. He knows how to get people going.
Isaiah Simmons is a very good universal linebacker. Yeah. The Cardinals are set up to win very.
I was high on the Cardinals coming into the year. I didn't think they were going to be this good, but
I also think right now, I'm not saying it's a runaway in my opinion, but I think Kyler Murray's got to be the MVP favorite. I don't know.
Lamar.
Okay, so can we talk about what about Lamar this weekend? You said, I heard you say that Lamar, the Chargers didn't know how to stop Lamar. What did you see that I didn't see?
Well, other than he's just being the entire offense, I don't know what else I can really point out. In the game prior, he had 400 of the 480 yards total offense.
I give him full. Me and Evan had this conversation 2 days ago, or yesterday. Yesterday. Me and Evan had the same conversation yesterday. So I 100% agree that Lamar Jackson had his career best game, not this past weekend, but the week before. Career best.
Again, it's just to me, a single player has more yards than entire teams. He's 11th in the league right now himself in total yards.
I completely understand.
That to me is an MVP.
I completely understand what you're saying. I just don't think a guy who had 165 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks, and then ran for 50-some is an amazing game. That's it. Me and Evan, we're talking about
this. I'm looking at the season as a whole, though.
I agree. And then if you look at the season as a whole, he's had a couple clunker games. He had listen. Lamar Jackson had 2 great passing games for him. He threw for over 300 and then he threw for over 450. That's career highs for him. Right?
No one ever did what he did last week.
Right, exactly. And I'm not taking that away from him. But the other 4 games, I'm not I don't think Evan, we broke it down. Wasn't
they up until last week every single game they've won have been by a 3 points or
they haven't covered in a year.
Yeah.
Until this past week.
Yeah.
Yeah, his game versus the Lions.
They should have lost that game. They should have
lost that game. They should have lost that game. But his
no one's gonna argue that.
His worst game rating wise of the year was last week. But
last
yeah, I
week
mean,
or 2 weeks ago.
You talking like
the Chargers?
You talking about the Chargers game? Yeah.
Okay.
So he had a 68 rating. The week before he had 140.5.
I watched that entire game. He didn't do anything too spectacular. It's just their defense hounded the Chargers so much that they put him in such good field position. Also, the Chargers went for it twice on 4th down inside of the Ravens territory. I mean, inside of like their own territory. So like he had 2 drives where they scored touchdowns where he only had to go 30 yards.
Again, we'll see how the season plays out. But again, right now, to me, Lamar is doing the most for his team. That's how I judge an MVP. Derrick Henry is why I have him like 2nd or 3rd in the MVP race right now. It's just to me what you do for your team.
For me, it's hard not to take Kyler just for him being 6-0 and what he's doing. He's averaging He's averaging 3 touchdowns a game. Like
again, Kyler is like I'm fine with them two being in the conversation. To me, they're the top 2 teams in each division or in each conference. I mean,
yeah. Right now, for me, it goes Kyler, Derrick Henry, and then Lamar and Josh Allen are tied for me. They're tied.
One guy that you could throw in there with really insane stats right now, not going to be a podcast favorite, is Tom Brady. He has 2,000 yards already. 17.
He threw for 500 against the dog shit Dolphins. I don't count that.
And his average.
Well, he threw for 430 versus the Rams.
That's great. He's averaging 3.1 yards per completion.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's dog shit.
We look at his stats, and he has I think he has the most yards in the NFL.
He does have the most yards in the NFL.
Probably has the most touchdowns in the NFL too, and 3 picks.
Also has the best roster in the NFL.
That too, and on top of it, he's completing a literal pass that all 4 of us could make right now.
Okay. So just because I waited, as I agree with what you guys are saying about Tom Brady is, I can name 10 quarterbacks better than Tom Brady at any point in his career right now in the NFL. I'll say that.
Not only that, I'm just saying like any quarterback. Honestly, I can almost wholeheartedly say this, that I would say 25 quarterbacks, you put them in that Tampa Bay position, they're doing as good, if not better, than what Tom Brady's doing right now.
I could not agree with the statement more.
I don't want to go down the Tom Brady avenue. I just wanted to.
No, we did that last week.
Yeah,
imagine putting Rodgers with that offense.
Any of the Patriots teams.
Yeah. I just want to say this. We're talking about like the whole MVP and all that stuff. I hate, because this is where the conversation with Evan and I like individually came from. I hate when teams put too much credit into quarterbacks winning games and too much hate for when they lose games. Like when the team loses games. I hate that. So Lamar Jackson takes, in my opinion, 0 credit for this win this past weekend. 0. He played, in my opinion, a below average quarterback game. I don't see in my mind how I could say 220 total offense, like 65% completion percentage, which isn't bad. Threw 2 picks, like a rushing touchdown with 50 yards. That is a very, in my opinion, average football game at best from a quarterback. So for them to win, what was it, 37-6? What was it?
34-6.
34-6.
Yeah, they were 5 points away from my over.
0 credit and give it to Lamar Jackson, because in the same argument, right, we've said about Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady gets so much credit for winning all these games, but they played on defenses that literally he
allowed
scored
13 points per
10
game.
points in the Super Bowl and won. Right? Like Tom Brady's crowned the GOAT because he scored 10 points in the Super Bowl and they won. Like that's awful. That is so bad on
against historically the best offense ever in the both Rams teams.
So like you get 0 credit for that win. Like I'm sorry. The Super Bowl MVP should have went to the defense. Every one of them should have just been, as a collective, the MVP. That's what I'm saying about Lamar, and that's why I'm saying he's, like, to me, not an MVP candidate, because like he has 9 touchdowns, 5 picks through 6 games. Like, I'm not just saying one game. I know.
Are you counting his rushing touchdowns? Because he has more than 9 with rushing.
He has more than 9 with rushing, but I'm talking about as a quarterback, right? Like I'm talking like.
Okay, but it's a player, most valuable player.
Okay, well, if we're gonna talk about most valuable player, then like we're looking at like Kyler Murray, who has more touchdowns than him, like less interceptions.
No, I'm not. Again, I'm not actively arguing. I personally, I put Lamar there.
No, I'm not actively arguing either. I'm just saying that I think it's not fair I'm just saying in general, to give quarterbacks wins and losses based on team performance on a week-to-week basis. Like, it's not fair because Lamar Jackson last week had his career best game of his, like, by far the best game he's ever had.
And they only won that 100% because of him.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
that evens out then 50-50.
But people this week are saying Lamar Jackson won that game.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Bro, no, he didn't. He played.
It's like Aaron didn't win the Bears game. He scored the go-ahead touchdown, but he didn't win the game.
Evan, what did we say? We said that same thing. We said that Aaron Rodgers played a pretty average game for himself.
Yeah, they relied on the run because the Bears were giving him the run.
And I would not say like Aaron Rodgers won that game. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying.
He won the game with the run, but that was it.
He didn't. Yeah, like it wasn't like he threw 450 and 4 tutters. Like that's winning the game.
No, but he also only had 6 incompletions. So
right, that's great.
Also, another one that's really slept on because of the position he plays is Cooper Kupp.
Okay, I thought we were going to go to Trayvon Diggs.
I was just about to say Trayvon Diggs, baby. Keep it going.
Because Trayvon Diggs is literally the Jameis Winston of cornerbacks. It's horrible. Horrible.
Gets an interception, yards, but has the most interceptions.
Yeah, like it's literally literally the biggest hit or miss person ever.
That's why he's not defensive player of the year for me.
But
that dude's in Pittsburgh.
Cooper Kupp is tied for first. Cooper Kupp is tied for first in receptions. He's second in yards and first in touchdowns. He has 7 touchdowns already. 46 catches already this season. Like
it's on pace for like 200 with the extra game.
Wait, isn't Devontae ahead of him in both categories?
In yards. No, just in yards.
They're tied for catches then.
They're tied for catches. They're tied at 46 catches.
So Devontae MVP.
But he doesn't have the touchdowns. Cooper Kupp has 7 touchdowns.
That's a lot.
All right, cool. He's more of a red zone threat.
Dude, he's
Devontae had 18 last year.
A red zone. Yeah, and he was in that conversation, but he was overlooked because of the position he's in.
Offensive player of the year. That's the only.
But the position. I'm saying the position that he's in. He's not that just people. The wide receivers don't get the recognition for MVP stuff.
Wide receivers will never get recognition unless you break every record of Megatrons.
And I'm telling you right now. And I'm telling you right now, with like him and Devontae Adams both at 46 catches, not even halfway through the game, not even halfway through the season. I mean, like he's on pace for like 200. Like
Cooper's one of my favorite players, dude. I try and draft him
just
every
unreal,
year.
just unreal.
I
in an offense where there's a lot of weapons for to be thrown to too.
Robert Woods is
we're like Devontae Adams. Yes, the Packers have a little bit better weapons, but they still it's not compared to what the Rams have. So that's where it's like he's outshining, some of these players in the Rams. Like it's impressive.
To be 100% honest with you, I will never I'll be the guy in the room. I don't think I could ever look. I'm not overlooking receivers. They just can never be because receivers are
no like if AB or Devontae Adams that win the MVP like the years that they had. Like when the AB had 130 catches and
when he broke Jerry Rice's
record.
That too.
Yeah. But the problem with that is that Megatron was just on a team that was
like wide receiver is such a quarterback dependent job that no matter what, if you're the great like if you're that great of a receiver, most likely you have a great quarterback throwing you as well.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. And then what are you going to do? You're going to say Rodgers or Devontae Adams last year was the MVP of the Packers. It's not even a debate.
Again, what Devontae did in 14 and a half games is impressive. 18 touchdowns, was third in receptions and yards. But again,
would never happen without Rodgers.
It's Aaron.
Right. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Again, unless you break the reception record, the receiving record, and the touchdown record all in the same year, that is the only time in our entire lifetime in the entire history of the NFL, a receiver will get the MVP. Is if you break all 3.
Think about this. Tyreek Hill is one of the best receivers in the league, no doubt. Top 4, right? He is unbelievably great, but he would never be unbelievably great if he didn't have a guy like Patrick Mahomes. And the way Pat Mahomes plays fits the way Tyreek Hill plays.
Wait a second. A Tyreek Hill, and this is just to play devil's advocate to be an asshole. Tyreek Hill is one of the few players that might be able to because of if he breaks the total scrimmage yards.
Yes, that is true. But what I'm saying about the Tyreek Hill thing is he's so great, but he became so great when he started playing with Pat Mahomes. He played with Alex Smith. Alex Smith and him had a good. He had 1,000-yard receivers, but then it became 1,500 yards.
Well, that's because he could outrun everybody, and Alex Smith didn't have the arm that Pat has.
Yeah, and that was even the same. That was the same way with
make the play last a little bit longer, and that's when Tyreek Hill is at his best.
And that's the same way with Ben and Brown were the same way. I mean, the way Ben played and the way Brown ran routes is the way he did it. I mean, half the time that Antonio Brown scored touchdowns is because they extended the play and he came back to the quarterback or broke out. And then even the year that like a couple of times that Brown was in the conversation of MVP, like the only reason why Brown should have won the MVP, and I still think he should have, was because it was the year that Carson Wentz went crazy and he tore his ACL, and then they gave it to Brady. Yeah. AB should have won that MVP. If anyone other than Wentz wins that MVP, AB should have won that MVP.
Yeah, I remember that whole thing, yeah.
He also had a punt return touchdown that year too. Like he was a returner still.
Yep.
Like
so
stuff
his
like that.
Yards were also out astronomical.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's where that's the only time like where wide receivers are going to be looked at.
Well,
and that
again,
was the year
Derrick
that
Henry
I think he should have.
So where are we going to put Derrick Henry? Because right now
Derrick Henry's 2 or 3 for me.
He's
2 or 3.
Games, but no. Listen to this. Through 16 games, he has 10 touchdowns and is on pace to break both the scrimmage yard record and the all-time and the rushing record.
Yeah, and he's not even catching that many balls.
No, that's the thing.
yeah. He catches maybe 3 balls a game.
If he breaks both of those and gets close to the touchdown record of I think it's like 27 for a running back in a year. I think that was LaDainian Tomlinson's record. Yeah, I think LaDainian Tomlinson won the MVP.
Yeah, well, he should have because he has the record in rushing touchdowns and probably going to be almost impossible to touch.
I think that it's unless one of these quarterbacks goes just nuclear, I think that Derrick Henry has an obscene case if he breaks the scrimmage and the total rushing record.
He has a guaranteed offensive player of the year almost every he
at this
plays.
point, yeah.
Dude, he has more rushing yards than everyone in the league after contact.
Like 100 yards.
Yes, like that's ridiculous. It's nuts.
Yeah,
no, like Kate said, he's like Kate
need to be in this conversation.
I'm a huge LT fan, and I always will be an LT fan. He's the best. He's the best running back I've ever seen play football. But Derrick Henry's goddamn close.
No, so
Kate, I didn't see Barry Sanders play. I didn't get to see that. I'm talking about what I have witnessed with my own 2 eyeballs. LT is number 1. He changed the game for me. He's one of the reasons why I love football. And then Derrick Henry. I mean, good God.
See, for me, it's Adrian Peterson is the best running back I've ever seen. He's the hands down best running back I've ever seen. LT is second for those also reasons because he was the first tool back that could do everything you needed.
Dude, he was a beast.
And then Derrick Henry is third. But again, Derrick Henry is still in his career. These 2 dudes retired and are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Derrick Henry on the current trajectory that he's at can be.
100%. Just to me, Adrian Peterson is the best running back I ever watched play football.
Right. The only thing that AP had going against him is that he got hurt. If he would have never got hurt,
but then came back and almost won the rushing title, most yards ever in 6 months.
Didn't he run for 2K yards the year after he wore his ACL?
He was 4 yards short of Jamal Lewis, coming off of an ACL repair 6 months prior.
Yeah,
it's inhuman shit.
Yeah,
and won MVP that year.
Right.
That's the last time a non-quarterback won it.
Yeah. He literally, what I'm saying is like Derrick Henry at the current trajectory that we're looking at, like over the course of 3 years, is like putting up historical numbers, right? Obviously. And if he was to continue the trend, like his peak of like running back, right, might be better than anybody's peak we've seen, is what I'm saying.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did send you a thing in the group earlier. Where the fuck was this? Ah, shit. Hang on, I'll find it. No, right now he is actually just it's not fair what he is doing. Like it's straight up not fair what Derrick Henry is doing.
Put it on Twitter?
Yeah, I didn't find it in that group, so that means I didn't send it there. I maybe liked it. But no, it was basically like it was comparing him to Jim Brown, and again, different eras. Kate,
you said that, so I saw it. I saw it somewhere.
Where was that on Instagram?
It was a black and white photo.
Yeah. Basically, so Derrick Henry is on pace to do inhuman things, and again, you got to remember Jim Brown only played in 14 games that season. Jim Brown still has him by like through 6 weeks, still has him by 4 touchdowns and like 400 yards. But again, different eras. Jim Brown was running against basically the 4 of us.
I'd take him down.
I don't think you would.
I just could go for his nuts.
No, I don't know. I could have sworn I sent it.
You sent it because I remember seeing it.
But regardless of the fact, like what Derrick Henry is doing right now is insane. It's just the fact that there was actually someone better through 6 weeks, which blew my mind. But again, take it with a grain of salt. They were running against us 4. He was.
Right.
That was all. It was just an insane thing.
I don't know where you sent it. You sent. I remember seeing it.
I know that I did something with it.
Wonder if it was a story.
Right here. Think about how much of a monster Derrick Henry has been through 6 games this year. 783 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns. Jim Brown through the first 6 weeks in 1958, 928 rushing yards, 14 touchdowns.
Where did you send it in?
I don't know. I'll send it.
The one thing that I thought was crazy is that
I saw it.
The one thing that I saw that was crazy, Ty, is that Derrick Henry broke the amount of touches through 6 games in NFL history.
No, it's absolutely absurd what he's doing.
In a quarterback-driven league, he broke the historic number of most touches through 6 games.
And he justly should. I mean, they just paid the shit out of him, and he is literally in his prime right now.
Yeah.
I can't believe how good he's playing to start the year. That's the part that's scary.
And that's the thing that I was talking about too, is that Derrick Henry normally, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, but normally he doesn't see shit through the first 2 months of the summer.
He's just getting by, probably averaging about 65 yards a game.
Yeah, 60, 70 yards a game.
Yeah.
Maybe break off 120 game with a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's usually his first
sprinkle on a 200-yard game.
Yeah, that's the normal first 8 weeks for him. And then the second half of the season has always been, oh, hey, by the way, I can still run for 240 yards and score 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's doing that right now, though.
Yeah.
And again, I think he's 26, 27. So,
yeah.
Like, realistically, he's going to be just fine. What else do we have to talk about in the NFL? Anything else? I mean...
There was one other thing I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was.
Colts look really good. I know that.
Colts are starting to look good again. I mean, they had one of the toughest stretches of all seasons.
And then they played back-to-back teams that they deserved to outright blow out, and they did.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, the Bills and the Titans game last night was fantastic. I mean,
primetime games. I sent that thing in there.
Yeah,
all the primetime games.
I quite literally tweeted that like as that thing came out, like that stat came out. I literally tweeted, I'm like, this year I can't remember the last time that I've sat down on primetime nights and every game has been good except for a couple.
Do you guys want to know what I'm not excited for? So Packers play who the hell are they play the football team this week in Lambeau, all right?
Where? Is it a primetime game?
No, just normal game. Normal it's a 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. start. But the thing is, then they have a short week where they fly to Arizona on Thursday night, Packers Cardinals.
What a great game.
I'm so upset about it.
Yeah, that's tough. The only other thing I would like to say is TJ Watt's the best football player on the planet.
Dude.
While that is a stretch, he showed why he deserved all of the money in that game.
Yes, I actually said to Evan that he's probably the only defensive player other than Aaron Donald who makes the money that he's paid.
That he deserves.
Yeah, then you go look at a Jamal Adams.
Does not make the money he's paid.
Ball bounces off his helmet. I'm the greatest in the nation. I'm the best in the nation.
I don't know if you guys saw that. That was actually a shout out to some high school kid that
don't care. You said it on national television. You can't tell me. Yeah, but you can't tell me that wasn't part of him with his ego saying that about himself as well.
It was genuinely a shout out to the kid. The kid in an interview when he was trying to get recruited by a college said, "I'm the greatest in it." Like his coach asked him, "Why should he be picked up by the team?"
That ball bounced like literally. He read that play perfectly, bounced it off his forehead.
No, that's a game.
He didn't get his hands up.
No,
his hands were even up.
Winning interception. He still doesn't have an interception, dude. Jamal Adams is dog shit.
No, but I it is what it is. I mean, like we talked about with Diggs, he's definitely doing stuff that, like, right now, like interceptions wise, it looks so pretty on the stat sheet. It looks so pretty. It looks pretty. 7 interceptions, stuff like that. But he literally, Ty and I, we literally laughed out loud. He gets that interception, runs it back for a pick 6. Fantastic, great. It pretty much thought put the game away. And then comes right out, Mac Jones throws a deep ball and just gets absolute burnt. And the very next play. So like what does that do? Like,
when to me, if you're gonna ask me who's gonna be a bigger game wrecker, just are you worried about Trayvon Diggs, or are you going to worry about TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, or Myles Garrett ripping your head off?
Yeah, 100%.
It's those 3, and then sure you can put him 4.
Literally,
this
if
season,
you look at
but he's not in the top 3.
For the game-winning strip sack that TJ had, he was blocked by 3 guys.
No, fought through it and then just said, "I'm out."
Yeah, and then literally the series before it, he literally goes. He said after the post-game interview, he's like, they're like, she was asking, I can't remember what she said, but she was like, "You're so calm right now after all that." And he's like, "I am exhausted." He's like, "I literally just got a sack that I'm like, we're gonna win the game. I got a sack. We're game's over." Their defense gets a stop. I'm right back out there, and I'm like, son of a gun, like what the hell, And then literally the very first play, strip sacks for the game winner. Like, it's to the point like where even during the game, like Ty was more excited over that strip sack than I was.
I did have the -1.5, but
what I'm saying is, it doesn't surprise me anymore. That stuff doesn't surprise. I almost expect it.
No, it's like when the Packers had Clay Matthews, I expected the same shit out of Clay Matthews for a span of like 2 years in their Super Bowl window they had.
Yeah,
Clay Matthews did the same shit. Had me going every game.
I literally almost expect it. It's like, oh, it don't matter. We're gonna get a sack. I literally said how many times, Ty, during that last second drive, I'm like, we need to have a sack here. We're going to get a sack, and then Cam Hayward comes in a sack.
Cam Hayward runs up the gut and eats him, or TJ comes around twice,
so
and just smacks the shit out of Gino.
So it's crazy. We're seeing this year, especially. We have like 4 guys on the defensive side that are like, and I'm putting Diggs in that side because it is crazy what he's doing.
He's on a historic pace.
Crazy what he's doing. But like between even if Chandler Jones would have not got hurt, like he'd be in that conversation because he's gonna get at least a sack or half a sack almost every game.
No,
so he'd be at around like he'd have like 8 sacks or whatever at this point at least. So like a couple guys with Aaron Donald and TJ and Myles Garrett
is still a game record,
regardless. Myles Garrett and Diggs, like it's great. I mean, that's crazy. But
it's good for the league. I mean, Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn both, I think, have 5 or 5.5 sacks each as well.
Yeah,
they're leading. They're actually the Bears are leading the league in sacks right now as a team.
Yep.
I mean, hell, they sacked Aaron, I think, 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the peach basket that hangs out of the sky?
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, hell, that's underway. This is Cade's season to make money. My season started last week. Cade's season to make money started now.
Yeah, currently are the Nets still down? Currently, yeah,
they lost.
Did they end up losing the game over?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice for the Bucks to hang their banner and get a W of the night. It's always it's always an iffy one.
What did they?
The Bucks are built to beat the Nets.
They beat by like 20. There was like 20 points.
Oh wow! So yeah, no, taking the Nets plus 1.5 was a bad.
Yeah, 23 points. 23 points.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
The Bucks are literally built to beat the Nets. Like they're just built perfectly to beat them. But like obviously they were built before the Nets, but they are built to beat the Nets. Like they're big, they're physical, and the Nets are not big and they're not physical. I mean, they're big, but they're not athletically big like Giannis. Like Giannis just can dominate every night against them.
Well, no, see, for me personally, and it is absolutely no disrespect to Kevin Durant, I'm one of the biggest Kevin Durant fans on the face of planet Earth. I mean, my nickname in high school that all you clowns gave me was Tyrantula because I shot like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm a huge Kevin Durant guy. Giannis is the best player on the planet right now. For me.
He's just a freak, dude. Like, to be able to be that size and be that athletic,
The only thing he's missing is shooting. The only thing he's missing is shooting a deep ball, which KD does have.
But he worked on it immensely this offseason, and like some of those clips of him like in those mid-range shots and stuff like that. If he can knock down those mid-range shots at like a somewhat efficient level, put it away. Might as well
if he shoots at 60+% from mid-range this year, he's the MVP hands down.
Yeah.
He's so the thing about Giannis I think is incredible that like as of right now, I just watched him do a like Euro step on KD and do like a wide finger roll, like nasty. But
like a point guard's supposed to do.
Yeah. The thing about Giannis is what's gonna make him. I said going into this season, I thought Luka was going to be the best player in the world, just because I mean he's going to be a top 3 player in the world.
His skill set is absurd.
Yeah, like yes, Giannis physically is the most dominant basketball player, maybe excluding Shaq as the only argument that I can make. Like physically, there's nobody more dominant other than Shaq.
Bron for a hot second in Miami was the most dominant player that I'd ever seen outside of Shaq.
Physically. I'm talking physically.
No, I'm talking physically. LeBron just ran to the rim. There was a cheat code in NBA 2K and a cheat code in real life. The dude just ran to the rim and it was a layup.
I think Giannis is more dominant than that when it comes to physicality.
I think Giannis is more talented. I think LeBron going to the rim, though, for a hot second there, like for a 3-year span, was up there with Shaq. Me personally.
Yeah, he was a beast.
I mean,
that's all he
Giannis
did. When he was in Miami, he pretty much said goodbye to the jump shot. He said goodbye to the jump shot. I'm just gonna right trigger exit the whole way.
No, all you had to do when he was in Miami was just run to the rim and hit the X button, and ta-da, you had a layup. And it was the same thing IRL.
Yep.
Giannis, I think, can do more. But him and LeBron are the 2 most physically dominant players I've seen since Shaq.
Athletically,
Dwight Howard there for a hot minute, but that fell off real quick.
Well, just athletically gifted, like both.
No, they're different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watch Giannis play, and it's like,
oh, he's a freak. Literally.
Boy,
hit Altuve right in the chin.
I watched like the first like I said before we started recording, I said I watched him play 13 minutes of basketball, and I literally sat here and I was like, how can anyone not think Kevin Durant and Giannis are like definitively the best 2 players in the league?
No,
like,
because they
there's
are.
nobody. There's definitively, in my opinion, there's a 1 A and 1 B, and then there's no one else. Like there's
2 Europeans.
Yeah, right. Like there's no one else. Wait, what do you mean 2 Europeans?
He's talking about Joker.
Joker's not the best player in the league.
No, I said after those 2.
He's not in that. He's not. No.
He's not the 3rd best player in the league.
No, I said
he's not 4th
Luka.
either. He's not 4th either.
Oh, dude, I'm talking about no,
he's not.
Talking about KD. I'm saying KD and Giannis are the 2 best players in the league.
No, I'm agreeing with that. And then I said there's 2 Europeans after them.
Yeah. Like Jokic is a top 6 player, top 7 player.
He's not 4 though.
He's a top 4 player.
No, he's not.
Ooh,
he is the MVP of the league.
Hey, it's because he's stat pattern.
Oh my God.
Wait.
He's a 7-foot stat pattern.
He's not better than Steph, Ty.
He's not better than Steph.
He's not better than Steph. Be honest, bro. He's not better than Steph. Take him at 5 and be happy.
Steph can't get a triple-double a night.
Steph Curry,
because he's a stat pattern.
Steph Curry.
Russell Wilson gets a. Russell Westbrook gets a triple-double every night.
He's running down in there even though he plays point guard.
Hey,
but he still gets a triple-double every night.
Listen, let's all put this in perspective. Can Jokic be put on this the Warriors team last year?
Yes.
Okay. And be able to play as an 8 seed in the play-in game in the West?
No.
He averaged 30, 15, and 10. What the fuck are we talking
about? It's not about numbers. It's about the dynamic of what he brings on the basketball court.
Yes.
You have to follow Steph Curry for every square foot on their side of the half-court line. Every square foot. You do not have to do that with any other player in the league.
No, MPJ actually worked out with him this year and said that the only thing I want in this world is to get as much cardio as Steph has so I can do what he does.
He's a marathon runner.
No, I'm telling you right now, if MPJ plays like a poor man Steph Curry, the Nuggets are scary.
Yeah. Like Steph Curry.
Because he's also 6'9".
Steph Curry might be the third best player in the league.
Yes.
And then probably Luka for me, and then Jokic.
I'll take top 5.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying he's not 4.
I'm pretty sure
he's top 5, and he's not 1 through 4.
I'm pretty sure what I said was like Bleacher Report's top 5. It literally went KD, Giannis, LeBron.
How is he in there?
Because it like people don't like. It's a good story.
Are people afraid to change? Like I don't understand.
Oh, they are.
He's 38 goddamn years old.
It's a good link to click on, bro. Where did LeBron place? We gotta see where he finished.
Christ.
And then he'll be like, yo, I'm coming to take my crown.
Wash King.
Facts.
Shit pisses me off so bad. But anyway, all right.
Can't wait to watch Russell Westbrook just absolutely be a brick house.
Dude, the Lakers are going to be one of the best dramas of the year.
Can't wait to watch Russell Westbrook brick house every game.
It's straight up going to be hilarious. Like,
I think they had ESPN had Joker at 6.
Okay, who? LeBron.
They had Durant was 1, Giannis was 2, LeBron was 3, Luka was 4, Steph was 5, Joker was 6, Embiid was 7. I just love how they have Zion at number 23. They have Zion at 23.
I mean, that's not a bad spot. That's honestly fair. I think that's a good.
That's not a bad spot where he's at now.
Have you seen the pictures?
He's fat as shit, dude.
He's extremely out of shape. He's just like Joel Embiid, bro. Joel Embiid is always out of shape. Always. He's
not like Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is not 20.
Cal. Relax. Joel Embiid couldn't play his first 2 seasons.
Yeah, but
he was 300 pounds.
But what I'm saying is, Zion gained the weight.
Cal,
Joel Embiid lost it.
No, Cal, I think you need to go look up video.
I have.
I'm actually with Cal on this one. Like, everyone always dogged on Joker when he would come back fat after the offseason, and then like he showed up like he was an anorexic, like 7-foot point or center.
No, guys, what I'm saying is though is that Joel Embiid was like the number 2 pick overall and couldn't play.
He got real fat.
But what I'm saying is everyone's worry about Zion was that he's too big. He's going to get hurt. Go look at him now.
Bigger.
Go look at him now. There's no muscle definition anymore.
Kate, it's basically the Eddie Lacy effect.
Yeah, he's 100% Eddie Lacy.
Oh, I know. I saw him
incredibly athletic and everything, and then get fat.
Yeah, dude. Like literally, you can't eat. Like, there's no muscle definition in his arms anymore.
No, we all made fun of the baby fat thing, but now it's actual fat.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, I know. He's gonna tear ACLs. He's gonna lose limbs. People who are that explosive can't play
at 300 pounds.
And on top of it, he's not playing for the first pretty much 30 games of the season. So
and again, he's not Shaq, who plays center in a different era.
Well, he's also he's not 7 foot.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah.
If he's 7 foot and can park his fat ass in the paint for 35 minutes a game. Fine.
Yeah, even though that's not where the league is anywhere near anymore.
But he's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
He's one of the most gifted athletes, but cursed at the same time.
Oh, so was Greg Oden. Legitimately, Greg Oden was a very, very, very good player in college, but then his knees just said, "Nah, I'm out."
Exiting chat.
What?
I
thought you were saying you were leaving.
No.
All right, let's talk about Ben Simmons and Cal 76ers.
Yo, what the happened today? I have no clue. All I saw was a freaking
eat the money. Cut him, and eat the money.
You got to get trade out of it, dude.
Cut him, eat the money.
I cannot believe that Doc was asked him to do a defensive drill. He looked him dead in the face and said no.
And then just bounces. Doesn't address the media. Doesn't stick around for the team huddle. Out. Not there for the season opener. Done.
It's all because Kendall Jenner said she's gonna have Devin Booker put a baby in her. I mean, that's it.
I mean, to be fair, that's a power couple right there.
I mean, that's the only reason. That's the reason his mind's gone elsewhere since.
Have you seen Ben Simmons' new girlfriend?
But his mind's gone elsewhere since.
It's hotter than Kendall Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
His mind's gone elsewhere since then.
No, I don't even know if sending him, like, he's just hurting his own draft. Like, at this point, they need to get rid of him sooner rather than later. And I know they said they want a franchise player, but at this point, I don't know if it's going to happen.
No, the James Harden effect's coming into play right now.
Like, it's to the point where it's like, hey, we'll send you a shoe box and a basketball rack, but that's about it.
Washing machine. Go Jackie Moon style on them.
Dude, Semi-Pro is such an underrated movie. It's one of my favorite movies. It's such an underrated movie.
Anyone who's a Will Ferrell fan does not like what thinks like agrees with like what we're saying is like it's probably one of his best movies. But anyone who's not a Will Ferrell fan,
corn dogs, Jackie. Corn dogs for everyone.
Yeah. Corn dogs for everyone, Jackie.
Dude, the best is when he gets mad at the ref and the pastor
Suck
ref.
my C.
S my C, and then follows it up with, I bet your mom's not even in heaven. All right, boys, we're out. Just walks off the court.
No, one of the best parts.
He's like, too far. Too far.
The check that the guy won for the half court shot. And
that's just a big check. We don't have that money.
Because we don't have that kind of money. He's like, we just put a number on a big check because it looked cool.
It's so good. Also, another one. Ben Simmons is. I mean, where's he gonna go? Like, legitimately, who's gonna get Ben Simmons though? Because he's not gonna be a Sixer. He can't be a Sixer at this point. Like Joel Embiid even said, "I'm not paid to babysit him."
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, the most ideal fit is if he took over Draymond Green's spot.
I was going to say the Warriors.
That's the most ideal fit.
Because he doesn't need to score. He literally just needs to play defense and be a facilitator.
But yeah, but he's
Draymond, though?
I don't want Draymond. I wouldn't want Draymond.
Draymond and Embiid wouldn't get along.
No, that would be a bad fit.
We don't need that. We need Damian Lillard.
In reality,
I don't think that's going to happen either.
There was talks at the during the offseason. There was talks
about what?
Damian Lillard
for Ben Simmons.
No, just like Damian Lillard coming to the Sixers for Ben Simmons and all that shit.
I mean, in reality, there's not many places. I mean, first off, Ben Simmons can play for any team in the NBA. He would start for almost any team in the NBA. Like, he's that good. He's a great defender. He's a great passer.
And his ceiling is crazy high.
His ceiling is high, but I will say that
he doesn't have to be the primary playmaker.
Yeah, I will say that he cannot be the face of a franchise, though.
No.
What about Orlando? Get Cole Anthony and some picks for Ben Simmons.
I really think the only places that he could go are places like I think the Mavericks are stupid for not trying to make a move for him.
Yeah, I'll take Luka.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Luka's probably the most. Luka and Giannis are probably the most untradeable players.
Is that Peast? Hey,
Maz. Like, I would say those two are the most untradeable players in the NBA. Those two players right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't really know where he could end up. I mean, I know there's a lot of teams that they're stupid. You know what? No, I don't like him in Brooklyn. I don't like him with Brooklyn.
He can't go to a top-end team is the problem. He's just can't.
I don't like him with Brooklyn because they're a very ball-sticking team, right? Like, the ball doesn't move a lot with that team.
Yeah, but
like Ben Simmons is got to be on a team where he can have the
I could see him sliding into the Boston Celtics. Okay.
Celtics, I could maybe see.
I don't think so. Not with Brown and Tatum. Like, how do you make that work?
I mean, he's not going to shoot. Those two will shoot.
That's what I'm saying.
That's another.
That'll be a Draymond effect there. He'd be a Draymond effect there.
But the problem with the Celtics is another team where ball sticks in two people's hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ball sticks in two people.
My
ball sticks in two people's hands in Golden State when Clay's healthy. And Draymond's
still. The ball doesn't stick. The ball's moving a million miles an hour.
No, but they're the only two
running everywhere.
But the two people, that's only because of Steph's running everywhere.
Yeah, but that's what I mean by balls not sticking.
Jaylen Brown runs everywhere too.
No, they play iso ball in Boston, bro. They really do.
Okay, but like think about it. Like the top end East teams, like he can't go to. He can't go to the Bulls. He can't go to the Heat.
That's why I think he'd be okay in Celtics because they play iso ball and he could drive to the hoop and kick it out.
The Knicks. Like, but what are the Knicks going to give up?
A load.
I know they would.
Dad.
But realistically, I mean, I don't know if there's a huge market for Ben Simmons, a Ben Simmons-like player right now. Because again, you see his playoff performance, and ultimately that's where you need to perform.
The team is Portland. It's Portland. It's Portland for like CJ McCollum and picks, and then Damian Lillard can still be the primary focal point of that team. Ben Simmons is like the power forward, point forward, can like, and you put more shooters around him because they already have them, and you go with it. That's the only fit that's realistic right now.
I could see like even like Atlanta wouldn't be that bad.
Who does Atlanta give up though?
Oh, Cam Reddish. Like they'll get they got like Bogdanovich.
Like think of those three, like John Collins, Ben Simmons, and Trae Young together would be really good.
Yeah, because then that Ben Simmons and John Collins are a small ball front court, and you could have like you said, the problem that Ben Simmons runs into when getting traded to a good team, right, is that there's like a 90% chance that whoever is on that team they already have a player better than him, and two, probably the primary playmaker is better than him. Like that's why the Celtics won't work. Like I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are better than him.
Yeah.
So like he's going to be a third option on a team where Jason Tatum's only good when the ball's in his hands. Like it's like James Harden. James Harden is not like a put him in a corner, spot up, shoot while KD does stuff. Like whenever KD gets the ball, the dude's putting a shot up because that's how they play. Like that. Like Ben Simmons won't thrive in that kind. He's just going to stand around and just like play defense.
Yeah.
Like, gotta be like in a situation like where I think like Portland would be a good fit, where he can take a lot of the playmaking duties away from Dame, because that's where they always struggle. Like when the playoffs come, like they don't have like another guy who can get other people shots.
Can't get him shots, but CJ can ball out. CJ's a shooter.
Yes, absolutely. He can definitely put the ball in the hoop.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited to see the Ben Simmons drama unfold because it has absolutely nothing to do with me, because I know he's not going to end up in Denver.
It's like the most interesting situation in the NBA. This is worse than Harden last year.
Oh, this is way worse than Harden last year.
Way
Dude, your
worse.
first practice that you show up because you missed all the pre-games or preseason games. The first practice you show up to, you get kicked out by your coach, don't address the media, and then your partner in crime in Embiid says, "I haven't talked to him since he got back. I'm not his babysitter, and I don't care what he does." That's not a good look.
No.
Well, also, Houston didn't want James Harden to leave. Harden wanted to leave Houston.
Harden wanted out. That's why he went and got fat in Atlanta with all the strippers.
In this situation, I think they both are kind of like, all right, like we're done with this shit.
I honestly think that
because I don't blame Ben Simmons for wanting to leave either. I really don't.
I honestly think James Harden literally
playoffs, that's it.
I think James Harden just literally sat in his house and had a salt lick that he just licked for like every hour just to look bloated. And then when he got to, Brooklyn, he stopped licking the salt. So, that's it, because it was day and night. Day and night, he went from being fat to having a six-pack again.
Jesus Christ.
So I think he just was like, yeah, I'm going to lick the salt lick, drink a bunch of water, look bloated as hell. And then, get back to having a six-pack tomorrow.
I just think like when I watch and Cal can attest this. I've said for 3 years that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid cannot play together. No, they don't fit well together.
They're not that one.
I've hammered that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't blame Ben Simmons for, as a basketball player, to put himself in a better position. Now, how someone handles those things are, two different things.
No, and I would 100% agree. I mean, they both play the same style of basketball. It just isn't going to work.
Right.
Now, if you put like a Luka with Joel Embiid, that's a scary combo.
That's good.
All right. We did it last year. Who wins the title this year? Yeah, who wins the title this year?
None of us were right last year, so that's for damn sure.
I did have Nuggets Bucks last year. Because this was, funny enough, this was actually our first episode when we made our NBA predictions.
It was our first episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still not episode 52 because we missed episodes, but yeah.
Right. But no, not only that, but the NBA season started like later in the year because of the whole.
Correct.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. I'm so torn. Because, as you all know, the greatest player of all time got acquired by the Lakers this offseason. So it's hard for me not to root for him, but at the same time, I'm at an impasse. Because at the same time, I don't want to see the Lakers win. But I also want to see, the greatest who ever done it, not to win a ring, get a ring. So, I don't know. I'm torn. I don't think I don't think the Jazz or the Suns are going to be up there again this year. I really don't, even though the Suns are okay. I just don't league.
DeAndre Ayton currently hates the Suns organization, so
and at the time that the Western Conference they ran into injuries, there was a lot of which that happens anytime. It was a perfect storm for the Suns to get to the finals, as well as the Bucks to get to the finals. I don't know. I'm torn this year.
Mine's easy. Nuggets. Who else?
No, yeah. I mean, you're gonna. Nuggets. Are you gonna play? And who are they playing against?
I wasn't even gonna talk about that. Just Nuggets are winning straight up. Jamal's gonna come back. MPJ is gonna be the most improved player, and Jokic is gonna not win a second MVP.
I'm gonna give you mine.
Yeah, go for it.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Think the Bucks repeat? Really do?
I really do, and the reason why is I think Giannis has gotten better, and I think they're defensively the most diverse team in the NBA. Like Drew Holiday can guard any guard.
I continually forget they have Holiday.
Yep, Middleton's a great swing player. Obviously, Giannis is arguably the best player in the world. I know that's kind of they're the third best odds, but I know it's kind of front running, being I'm choosing the.
There's nothing wrong with it though.
I didn't even look at the odds. I don't
think the Brooklyn Nets can get by the Bucks in a 7-game series because of Giannis.
Because of Kyrie.
Well, also, yes. If Kyrie Irving was playing, it's the Bucks, and it's not even close.
You mean the Nets?
Nets, sorry.
I'm taking the Warriors.
Just retarded. Who?
Taking the Warriors. Eban.
Warriors for me.
I respect it.
By the way, I'm putting $50 down right now on the Bulls over 1.5, over under
win total
43.5
in the East.
42-39. That would be their record. A 500 team. I think they're better than a 500.
They're definitely better than 5 in the East. They're better than a 500 team.
Yes, sir. I'm doing it right now. I have $50 in my account.
If they're in the West, yeah, I will say 42-39 sounds about right in the West.
Yep.
I think that the Clippers. I'm taking the Clippers.
I don't hate it.
I almost thought about taking the Clippers.
I don't hate it.
I'm taking the Clippers.
This is the year they do it because it's under the radar, not really a big off season. Then all of a sudden they just come in and they just blow out the West.
Yeah,
I would not
off season.
Kawhi Leonard's not playing though in the beginning.
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. The thing is, in basketball, it doesn't matter if you don't play 70 of the 82 games. If you come in for the last 12 and you're hot and you lead them in the playoffs, it doesn't matter.
It's true.
All right. Who wins MVP this year? Mine's Giannis.
I said Luka last year.
Yeah,
I did too.
I said LeBron are a surprise, and I'm counting Jokic as a surprise because the center never wins.
Yeah, there's definitely a surprise.
I'm going Giannis this year. I think he has the third best odds, second or third best odds.
Giannis is second best odds.
To me, it's Giannis. Barring injury, it's Giannis.
I'm going Jason Tatum.
Ooh.
You might want to just throw some actual money on that.
It's plus 2,500.
That's what Jokic was last year. Was plus 2,600 when I said that he might win.
Luka's plus 400, dude.
Yeah, no, Luka's the favorite.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Wendell, Stephen, Curry.
I don't hate that.
I mean,
I don't
it's
hate
still
that.
Steph. He comes back and is the league leading scorer, and they,
He's
actually
gonna,
are.
the team is better, so they're gonna finish higher in the West. They get Clay back.
Yeah.
The media,
No, it's the whole thing around it. I completely agree with your pick.
When does
and the
Clay come
reasons
back?
for your pick.
Clay's not gonna be back till January.
Oh, Jesus.
They'll.
What a bitch.
I'm going with Dame Dollar.
Yeah, I also don't hate that.
Dame Dollar.
I'm putting money on my picks.
Are you? I love it.
I mean, the Tatum one is a bold one, but I'm here for it.
I mean,
Are we
I
doing
think
all of
Lillard
them?
is too.
What's up, Cade?
Are we doing all of them?
No, I was just doing those two.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have given you guys more heads up if I was going to run through the list of 7 like we did last year.
Okay, I have a question though. So if we all chose our champion, who do they play against? That because we did that last year.
We did.
1,000.
I think it's Clippers Nets. No, scratch that. Clippers Sixers.
Why would you want your hearts just ripped?
Yeah, why do you just?
Because I'm picking them to win, so I know I don't really care who plays against them because I'm picking them to win. So I'd rather put my team that I root for to make it to the finals.
Yeah, Nuggets. I want to say Nets, but probably I'll just go Nuggets Bucks again. Back-to-back years. It was 50-50, so.
I'm going to, even though I don't like doing this, I'm banking on some injuries, folks. I'm going Warriors, Boston.
I mean, if you're taking Tatum as your MVP, you
that's
kind
the
of
only
have.
way it happens.
Yeah, you kind of got to have to
want
put him
double
there.
down.
Yeah, you got to put him there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go Bucks.
Let's see what the Warriors are on Barstool Futures. Plus 1,200. Foxbet had him plus 1,000.
I'm gonna go.
I'm telling you, dude, Barstool is so much higher.
I'm gonna go Bucks Warriors.
Bucks Warriors. I would like that finals. That'd be awesome.
That'd be a fun finals for sure. Yeah.
I know who.
That'd be the tale of two different types of game.
I know who will be rookie of the year next year.
Buddy.
Yes.
All right, end this. I'm done.
All right.
What are you talking about?
I'm done.
He's gonna come in averaging 6 threes a game.
He's gonna be like Jimmer Fredette and burn out.
Chuck him.
I know that one hurt. All right, on to our bets, everyone. Since we just kind of made a couple of bets there, I went 2-0. Shout out, boys! Thanks for winning me more money by taking the Avs -1.5 instead of just money line. Cal, you went 1-1. Cade, you went 2-0.
Yes,
All because of the Chargers.
Yep. And Evan, you went 1-1 as well. So yeah, that brings
Carmelo, you gotta make that.
No, he doesn't.
That brings our totals to I am 35-45. Cal is an even 40-40. Cade is 38-42, and Evan is 29-51. And we're getting dangerously close to our resetting of records here.
Yeah, I'm just my goal.
Getting down the wire.
My goal is just to maintain the 500 to that point.
Totally understandable.
That's my goal.
If I can get the 500, I think I would be very happy with that.
Jason
Cade,
Tatum to win MVP.
Yeah, Cade, you just need to go 2-0 back-to-back weeks.
If he wins, I win $1,300.
How much did you put on it?
$50.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Like Barstool. 50.
I love it, Evan.
Why do I have 150 in my account? Okay. Barstool's app is glitching right now.
Yeah, Barstool's app is weird. All right, so let's see.
Guys, Russ played like 4 minutes of basketball and he's got ice on his knees. On both knees.
Yeah, they're old as shit, dude. The Lakers are a smoke show. Like, it's just an entire smoke screen, and it annoys the shit out of me.
The Bengals are getting 6.5 points against the Ravens.
Yep.
Hashtag don't fade Cade's probably going to come back this week.
Honestly, I liked it more when it was Fade Cade, but
oh, the Rams are 15.5 favorites on the Lions.
Yeah. Anyone gonna sniff the Cardinals 17.5 over the Texans?
Way too many points.
Holy shit.
Way too many points.
That's a letdown game.
Yeah, it is. It's in Arizona, though.
No.
What about the Bucks getting 12.5 against the Bears?
No, I got mine.
You know what? I'm doing it. I'm taking the Texans plus 17 as one of my bets.
It's a great bet, actually.
Minus 106.
I think it's a great bet, personally.
I mean, I think the Cardinals can play down. I mean, we've never seen it. It's just teams do it. Like, they play down to their competition.
No, the Cardinals have played down to the competition once this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a lot of points, dude. 7. Jesus, lover. Yep. What's this weekend? I think there's a big UFC fight. Did my mic just go away?
no, you're good now.
So good.
I'm sorry.
Tell me it's changed. Sorry. Ben UFC.
I'm straight up gonna hurt myself, boys, this week. I'm gonna go 0-2. I'm gonna hurt myself.
You have your second one yet, Ev?
No, sorry.
Very good. You're good, homie.
I'm gonna hurt myself a lot, and I'm gonna regret it, man.
Beat that hoe from the back.
Oh,
We don't talk like that on this podcast.
It's a song. I'm singing a song.
All right, yeah, Ev, you got your second one, or
not yet. Sorry.
From the back.
Looking for it.
wait? No, I don't want that one anyway. I want this one for sure, dude.
Sure, dude.
There it is.
I can't wait to do 3-point plays again. Man,
Taking
winners made every night.
Paulo Costa plus 115
Costa's fighting this weekend.
against Vittori.
God, I love putting in.
What is it?
That.
Plus 115.
No.
Money line.
What is the knockout?
Just to win.
Money line.
Win.
Okay.
Money line.
W. Paulo Costa, got it. All right, mine are Nuggets plus 6 tomorrow against the Suns, and Falcons minus 2.5 against the
Mother
Dolphins.
trucker, bro.
Falcons only getting 2.5 points against the Dolphins is astronomical to me.
Good thing I didn't put the bet through.
You can take the same bet, Cal.
No. No,
Okay.
because that means if we lose, the pod goes 0-2 on that.
You're right.
1 second. I'm coming.
No, I think that's an absurd line, unless I'm missing something.
Damn it.
My other thought was Eagles plus 3 against the Raiders, because I don't think the Raiders are gonna. I don't think the Raiders are gonna have the same pep as they did.
God damn it.
Wow. Titans are plus 5.5 versus the Chiefs.
It should be a good game.
I don't think the Chiefs can stop Derrick Henry.
No, I don't either.
Their defense sucks. Wow. Green Bay is almost a 10-point favorite versus Washington. That's
I don't love that line.
I don't like that line. I hate that.
I'm very close to betting on the football team.
Yeah.
Okay,
I wouldn't do that. Don't do that to yourself, though, Ty.
No, I'm not gonna. I will never bet against my team.
Okay.
I'm putting
Go ahead if your bets if you want.
I'm gonna do a little different here.
Bless you.
God,
Gabe might have the vid.
no.
No, it's just from being outside in that cold, wet weather for the past couple of days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the under 42.5 Jets and Patriots.
I saw that too. I was looking at that.
Okay.
42.5.
Yes, sir.
Okay. God. It's a low scoring game. Double up. Take the Browns Broncos under.
I absolutely love that I can just click share on Barstool Sportsbooks.
Yeah, it is kind of nice.
Great.
I want you guys to see this one.
And then I'm gonna take the Chicago Bulls opening night tomorrow for them against the Pistons -4.
Bulls -4. I mean, they should win that one pretty handily, in my opinion.
Can I do that one for this tomorrow, even though the episode won't be out?
Yeah, you're fine. I'm gonna try and edit it on my computer and just export it, so I don't have to send it to Charles and everything. So we'll see how it works.
All right, I'm taking Thursday night the Mavs money line over the Hawks.
Don't tell me the Hawks are favored.
They are. They are favored, but they're favored by 2.5. So I'm taking money line and getting better odds.
Yeah.
I think Luka goes off for 40 first game. And then I'm taking the Colts plus 3.5.
Who do they play?
The 49ers.
Is it in
Yeah.
Indy?
That's part of my that parlay I just sent.
It's in the 49ers, but I'm taking them 3.5.
Oh, 3.5?
Yeah.
No, I really do. I mean, that's going to be a battle of the quarterbacks. I mean, it's just which one shows up.
The Colts have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Carson's been playing better. Yeah.
And the other one is Trey Lance.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Carson's the lead. Did you guys know that Carson Wentz has the least amount of interceptions as a starting quarterback?
He's got one. Yeah. Last year he had the most.
Just because I said this multiple times this week, I'll say it on this podcast. You can never judge a quarterback or any player in the NFL off of one season. And if you do that, you will make mistakes as management. And guess what? The Eagles have made a mistake. End of story.
Yeah, I already knew that, though.
We all did. But it's just such a, like, I know I beat that shit hard. But it's such
Pause.
It's just such a factual statement. Like, you cannot,
Hold up.
Wait
a minute.
Make a decision on a player off of one year. It's utterly ridiculous. He's had 4
I like those, Evan.
seasons
I like
in
those.
his career. The most interceptions he had was 7. 7.
One that I'm worried about the most, Cal, is the Texans game. Just don't get blown out.
To Mills, the Mills has been playing better. He hasn't scored points, but he's been playing better.
Hey, I'm going to say this real quick before I go. Wait. Oh, the Trevor Lawrence bet has actually gotten a little bit more interesting. He hasn't turned it over in the last.
He hasn't played. He's played bad teams the past couple weeks,
but he still hasn't turned it over in the last 3 weeks.
No, but
What's his
He's got 7. He's still at 7. He's at 8. 8 interceptions. Over under is 19. He's still got
19.5.
Him and Pat Mahomes are
7 and 8. 7 and 8.
It's 19.5. So
I thought it was 19.
20.
I thought it was 19.
Nope.
He has an interception in versus the Titans, by the way. He did turn it over once.
So what? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, he didn't.
October 10th.
Yeah, he didn't throw one against the Jets.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, exactly. But against the Jets and the.
He had
Jets and the Dolphins.
But Evan, didn't he have like 6 interceptions in the first 3 games?
He had 7.
He had 7, and then he's had 1 since. So like,
he's had 3. Wait, hold on a second. So he's got 3 versus Texans. I don't know how this math adds up. 3 versus Texans.
He had 6. He had 6 in the first 3 games. He had 2, 1, 2.
He had 3, 2, 2, 0, 1, 0.
So 3, 2.
That's what I'm reading.
7 and 8. I wouldn't know how that math adds up.
5, 7, 8. Yes. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
But I'm just saying that bet's got way more interesting as the last 3 weeks have transpired.
Again, it's going to be just like Trayvon Diggs. It ain't a steady pace that he can keep.
I hope that he doesn't pick next game, just for the heck of it.
Who did the Cowboys play next?
I think they're on a bye.
They're on a bye this week.
There's the whole
my fantasy teams.
Yeah, mine is
a mess.
Yeah, mine is bad. I play Maurice this week, like literally the week that I need everyone because I feel that my team is better than his.
Boys, Bills, Cowboys, and Chargers are all on bye, and there's another team in there too. Steelers.
So the Steelers too.
My fantasy team's wrecked, in both of my leagues for money. It's sad.
I need to get a win this week, is what you guys are telling me.
Yeah,
I'm in second place in the other one, and I'm gonna definitely lose this week.
I'm gonna lose to Maurice. I literally have to I have 6 of my players on bye.
Hey, just because this would be really good content for the pod, you Evan and Ty are in last place for the NFL.
Oh yeah,
us 3 were tied. Us 3 were tied.
Us 3 were tied.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all just beat me. Yeah,
but I just beat Evan.
Yeah, and
Evan's got the tiebreaker with points scored.
Ty, did you eclipse 600 points yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I scored 140 points against Maurice and lost.
I know you were in 500s going into this.
I did that twice. I'm pretty sure. I've scored 150 in the first 2 weeks, and I lost both one, and I lost by 0.02 the 1 week.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I know. I am in dead last after winning the league last year.
I'm close to 1,000.
That works. That's how it would be.
I'm close to 1,000 points given up.
Yeah, that's unlucky, Kyle.
I'm close.
That's like straight awful. All right.
From the back. From the back.
I'm gonna be down from the back.
What's actually impressive? This is actually impressive. Garrett's 4-2, has given up the most points in the league, and has been outscored by 24 points.
Yeah.
And he's 4-2.
He got crazy lucky against me. Should have won that week. But
that was a
go for 42.
Cal, you are my only win.
I know, and it was bullshit.
And Aaron Jones scored 41
both
points.
times. I should be literally in first place. I should be first place in the league. I should be first place.
No, you shouldn't. You're not good.
No, Kate, I lost on 2 weeks. 2 weeks where the last guy went for 40 on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, Cal, but even then, if you were 5-1, you wouldn't be in first place.
No, I said second place.
Oh, I think you said first place.
No, I said second.
Oh, okay.
I should be second place in this league.
I've given up the least amount of points, that is for sure, but I've also scored the most. So like it's my ratio isn't like lucky.
Again, giving up isn't really a thing, it's your luck.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like my team has gotten lucky not to have a lot of points scored against it, but I've also scored the most. So
you deserve to be in first place.
Right. And the one that
when I won last year, I was like 50-50.
Right.
Yeah.
The one that I lost, I literally lost by less than a point. The only loss I have 2 weeks ago to Bob. It was by point.
You should have lost this week too to Levi.
What do you mean? I scored 100 and something.
No, it's just because Derrick Henry busted out a 75-yarder for a touchdown.
Derrick Henry's the best player in fantasy football.
But he busted out a 75-yarder for a touchdown.
Dude, Cal.
That's a 14-point play.
Cal, I was down 12 points going into that game. He had Dawson Knox, I had Derrick Henry, and I won.
Up to that.
He outscored him by 30-some points.
Up to that play where he ran the 75-yarder and Derrick Henry had like 12 total rushing yards.
That was in the first quarter, though.
Hey, guys. Question about basketball. Is there any reason why Boston is the dog tomorrow versus the Knicks?
Yeah, new coach, new system. Like,
oh,
Knicks
fuck.
Knicks have every
GG to my
in place.
I forgot about the new coach. GG to my pick.
I mean,
first year coach going to
basketball. I'm still taking top end talent over scheme 90% of the time.
Yeah,
that's
especially in the NBA.
Yeah.
College completely different.
No, 100% agree.
Where's the Mavericks game?
In college, though, top end talent is extremely hard to overcome.
It's important, but scheme can win. Look at the tourney. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
the whole reason March Madness is a thing.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I gotta go. We gotta chalk this. Your boy's dead.
Nah, you're
I'm
good.
dead.
Go get some sleep, buddy.
Okay.
Later, everyone.
I love you
Thanks for
all.
watching.